So we are gonna do Homelander versus Omni Man. Who do you think is gonna win? Just based off those two.
Uh, that one guy, yeah.
Which one?
Blonde hair, blue eyes, white cock.
Got it.
Sponsored by BetterHelp and Mint Mobile.
America, fuck yeah. The baby milk drinker got it.
Omni Man, the invincible
I
champion
haven't
from planet
watched
Viltrum.
Just so you know.
Homelander, the world's greatest superhero, brought to you by Vought International.
Few heroes have stood the test of time with more aplomb than the very
nerd.
first, Superman. But what if
And?
absolute power did, in fact, corrupt
And?
absolutely?
Answer,
Imagine.
we're all screwed. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Omni Man. Had you going there for a second, huh?
Not really. His name is in the title of the video.
Well, you might be forgiven for mistaking Nolan Grayson for his classic comic inspiration. He's even got that sexy mustache that he's not afraid to hide with terrible CGI.
Fact.
Born on the planet Viltrum, Nolan was sent to Earth to act as its superpowered alien defender and spread the enlightenment of his utopian homeworld.
And as his superhero alter ego
They
Omni
watched
Man,
too
there
much
was no one
Superman
better
for
suited to the task.
Superman.
He saved the world countless times, worked alongside the Guardians of the Globe, and even married and had a son, Mark.
Life couldn't be better until Mark
bird.
inherited his dad's viltrumite powers. That's
What
when
a
Mark
lovely
found out that his
father.
dad
That's a
was a
lie.
stinking rat bastard liar.
Turns out, Viltrum wasn't exactly the peaceful utopia Nolan promised.
Peaceful in the sense that they culled half their population, murdering billions with their bare hands until only the strongest were left, united by a common purpose.
This Viltrumite empire then went on to conquer planet after planet in their home galaxy, murdering any who dared oppose them. So just scratch that whole peaceful part entirely.
And turns out Omni-Man was here to do that same thing to Earth. Sorry, Mark, your dad's a dick.
Even worse,
Yeah.
he's easily the most powerful being on the entire planet.
Imagine combining the raw power of a Kryptonian and the bloodlust of a Saiyan, and what you get is basically a Viltrumite.
Due to their unique DNA,
So they
Viltrumites are composed
Ew.
of smart atoms that they can manipulate to achieve
how many
superhuman
Superman
feats,
clones
like
does
holding their breath for
Marvel have?
weeks on end by drawing
Five.
more energy from the oxygen inside them.
Kinda reminds me of that whole bioelectric aura thing Superman had.
Sentry, Gladiator. There's
What was
another.
Gladiator again?
Gladiator is the actual like Superman clone.
Hold on, I got a Google photo of him. Don't you dare bite that cord. Might get electrocuted.
It's this guy.
What the hell is that thing?
He was kind of made in the '80s, so they gave him a mohawk, thinking it was cool.
Yeah, sure, bud.
Okay, Hyperion, Gladiator, and Blue Marvel.
I have no idea who those are.
Hyperion is this dude. I'm gonna go back to images. This guy.
Oh, what is that fit?
Yeah, I know. They changed his fit. This is his new fit. Like that was his old fit. This is his new fit now.
Oh, what's that fit?
And then there's
I think that's worse.
Blue Marvel, I believe, is the black version of him. But
Is
like
the
lightning
black
power.
version of him?
Yeah, with lightning powers added to it.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but like everyone copies everyone. Like you copy
That's
me.
basically how comic writers bullshit a sciencey
How?
explanation for his powers.
Except
Me getting
smart
money,
atoms make
broke
even less
bitch.
I'm gonna fight you.
sense. How can
Have
atomic
fun.
structure be designated
Have
by your
fun, you
DNA?
smoking
DNA is made of atoms. It's completely
Wait,
nonsensical biological hogwash that I cannot stand.
Uh-oh, comics fans. I'm calling this debunked. Viltrumites can fly, withstand near absolute zero temperatures, and even possess insane healing factors. You know, stuff like getting punched through the stomach, having your guts ripped out, or having your face smashed up into tomato soup. I don't mean to exaggerate, but viltrumites in this series get fucked up and somehow survive.
However, too much trauma to the brain or heart can overtax their healing factors, and intense heat can be especially damaging.
Even the most powerful viltrumites can be killed by extended baths in the spicy hot plasma of a star.
And because of their abilities, their inner ear vestibular system is far more sensitive than regular humans. Intense sonic pressure will disrupt their fragile equilibrium and even prevent them from flying.
Though, pushing themselves to their physical limits only ends up making them way stronger. And considering Nolan has been alive and planet conquering for thousands of years, he's easily one of the toughest viltrumites around. Like, other aliens attacking him will literally splatter their bodies against him. But Mark didn't inherit everything from his dad. Despite his alien genes, Mark was raised as a human with our weak, pathetic human values like love and compassion and not brutally murdering the shit out of everyone you see like a maniac. Really made it difficult for Nolan to relate to his kid.
Such as when these aliens invaded Earth. Mark tried his best to minimize casualties and outsmart his numerically superior foes.
Nolan, meanwhile, tackled their leader through the portal back to their homeworld, then spent some time systematically annihilating their planet for even daring to take Earth from him. Classic generational divide.
Annihilate is underselling it. Nolan flew so fast that his body lit their planet's atmosphere on fire, creating massive country-sized explosions, with his own body as the projectile.
Omni Man has flown across galaxies in only a week, survived punching a hole through a planet, and even deflected a meteor the size of Texas.
Assuming that means the diameter of the meteor is equivalent to the distance from the top of the Panhandle to the Gulf of Mexico, that would make it 1,300 kilometers
That
wide.
would have ended
And
the
weigh
entire
over
planet.
4.6 quintillion tons, moving
would've
at
been
re-entry
fucked.
speeds of over 11,000 meters per second. It had hit with enough energy to destroy the moon twice over.
So Omni Man is strong enough to slaughter those who considered him an ally, the Guardians of the Globe, all to ensure as seamless a transition to the coming Viltrumite rule as possible.
Too bad for Nolan, it wouldn't be that easy, because he'd have to go through his son first.
Mark was horrified by his father's treachery, spurred on by the reveal that Nolan only viewed his mother as a pet, a disposable broodmare. Invincible fought
Yeah,
Omni
he's
Man
kind of
to
a
save
dick.
the planet.
And that's when Mark's real Viltrumite training began.
So large, your
Get it?
dick.
Training?
Yeah.
Like the train?
Yes, we get it. It was a good pun. Jesus.
But if anything, it was Omni Man that learned a lesson about humanity that day.
He may have tried to
Think,
turn Mark
Mark,
into a
think.
Viltrumite, but in reality, as Nolan fled Earth with tears in his eyes, Mark made his father human. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without
Are
even
you gonna
knowing
skip
it.
that?
Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment.
There you go.
If you think your child may have
Mother,
autism,
I
it's important
knew-
to act quickly. At Action Behavior Centers, we
I
want
know
to reduce
you have
barriers to
autism.
diagnostic support for pediatricians.
Welcome to Vought International,
nerd.
a multi-billion-dollar
Like,
American
this is
conglomerate
what- I
whose
was,
number one
watching the
products are the
Autistic
greatest
Barbarian.
superheroes on the face of the
Yeah.
earth.
The
That's
Jeep reminds
right.
me of you.
Superheroes are real, and they're big business.
Imagine a
We'll get
company
this
that possesses a
quick.
monopoly on popular culture.
You
pumping
remind
out
me of the
movies,
Deep.
TV shows, action figures, and video games
Yeah,
constantly,
well, yo,
drowning the
mama.
masses in a slurry of focus-tested nostalgia opium with no end in sight.
Yeah, imagine.
Within Vought's pantheon of gods among men is their premier super team, the
Boobies.
Seven, and its leader, Homelander.
He's got the looks, the charm, the Jesus,
No, he does not.
and most importantly, he's got the power to slaughter all of America's enemies at home and abroad. This guy probably eats freedom and shits eagles.
But Homelander's squeaky clean corporate sheen is only skin deep. Far from the big blue Boy Scout he's marketed as, Homelander is probably the closest thing to Lucifer on Earth.
Remember Bad Future Biff from Back to the Future? Now give him superpowers and media training.
Vought's official story is that Homelander was an alien who landed here as a baby, a tale we're all familiar with.
And one that's total bullshit. Homie was made in a lab
Another
with Vought's
copy.
proprietary
Mother.
super soldier serum, Compound V.
And he was a complete success.
Too much of a success. He was murdering rooms of terrified scientists before his umbilical cord was even cut. In the comics, Vought had to keep a remote-controlled hydrogen bomb strapped to him at all times because they had no idea what else could possibly kill him.
As he grew up, he was subjected to psychological conditioning to make him the greatest and most profitable hero of all time.
It wasn't long before he debuted as Homelander, the ultimate defender of the American dream.
Homelander possesses massively superhuman strength, speed, and durability. He can fly at hypersonic speeds, see through walls with X-ray vision, and detect a person's emotional state from just the sound of their heartbeat.
Yeah.
But you know you're done for when he breaks out his heat vision, which is strong enough to slice through crowds of people or split airplanes in half.
Or screams so loud that it shatters the eardrums of anyone around him.
Those are innocent bystanders whose ears are exploding, by the way. Oh yeah, he totally botched this mission to stop a plane hijacking, so he forced each and everyone on board to die in the resulting crash so they wouldn't reveal his incompetence.
Well, Homelander's powers may be real, but his heroism is a charade. Though he plays his part well, he cares nothing for the peons he's forced to protect.
The only thing he treasures is, ironically, his public image. Turns out being raised as a lab experiment doesn't create a healthy person.
No
But don't
way.
worry, he eventually cleaned up his act and started a totally 100% healthy sexual relationship with a fellow superhero, who just happened to be an actual Nazi. Speaking of sex, Wiz, you know how I'm always saying we should figure out how Superman and Lois get busy? Well, forget that, because Homelander proved that they can't when his ejaculation blew his partner to smithereens. Who drew that?
Look, there's no way to sugarcoat this.
Oh.
Considering a human's
Yeah.
load has much less mass than a shotgun pellet, it would have to be moving significantly faster to achieve the same kinetic energy, over 1,500 meters per second, or 4.5 times faster than sound.
That's right. Homelander can bust a nut faster than the speed of sound. Well, good night, everybody. Ooh, kinda sucks for humanity that they made this dude the most powerful being on the planet and a psycho murderer.
That's no exaggeration. Stillwell even commented that Homelander has proven immune to every weapon known to mankind, no matter how powerful. Humanity literally lacks the ability to kill him.
That'd include nuclear weapons as powerful as the Tsar bomb, which exploded with the energy of 50 megatons of TNT.
Actually, it could have exploded with twice that. But the Soviets who created it were afraid it would irreversibly alter Earth's biosphere and end
And
the
since
world.
then, we've
That's
made
right.
them
We
stronger.
all almost died.
And that's the kind of shit
Yep.
Homelander can shrug off no problem. He's strong enough to throw a jet with one hand and fast enough to outspeed a C4 explosion.
Despite being an emotionally stunted man-child, Homelander is still surprisingly cunning and able to manipulate those around him.
Though it probably wasn't too smart to piss off the world's angriest limey, Billy Butcher. Yeah, turns out forcibly fathering a bastard son with someone else's wife is not a good idea.
Of note, as unjustifiable as it is, to Homelander, this gave him something he never had before. Some small measure of control over his own life.
Being born Vought's star pupil meant he was under their thumb from the day he was born. His superpowered son was the first thing that was truly his and might be his best option for a new beginning. Or not.
Damn. Couldn't fly.
Oh.
This episode is sponsored by Mint
Oh.
Mobile.
After years of fine print contracts and getting ripped off by those big wireless providers, cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/deathbattle. It's time for
Okay, so who do you think is gonna win? Are you still sticking with Homelander?
Homelander.
Okay, cool.
a death battle!
Howdy, neighbor. Coco? It's warm. You know, Nolan, Homelander is more than just a superhero. It might be cynical to say this, but he's a brand.
How
And it's
can a
very
third
important to
person
me that
cringe?
that brand means
That
something.
face is cringe.
And if I'm playing
Yeah.
second fiddle to some goddamn alien, what's really the point, right? What do you think, Debbie? Aw, she's shy. So, do we have an understanding? Get the fuck out of my country.
I'm going to feed you your own heart.
Hardcore. That's metal as fuck.
Shit. That was a great line.
Country? Seriously? I'm not here for your country.
Never been hit by someone your own size before? You have to turn with the punch to reduce... Better.
Man, those people got booked.
Shouldn't have been standing there.
That fact.
What's the matter? Are you going to cry?
After I'm done with you, I'm gonna flashpoint that little shit son of yours! This worthless neighborhood! And every goddamn person you know!
Remember what I promised you. Now swallow. Merry Christmas.
Woo!
Yeah.
There was just actually like a Christmas episode, which was funny. And like that, I'm back in the lead by 1. But
Shut your bitch ass up.
KO! Wiz, if there's a god, it sure seems
barely.
like he was working out some aggression there.
Despite Homelander's dominance within the world of the boys, he's a big fish in a small pond, relatively speaking. Homelander can move faster than sound, while Omni Man can move faster than light. Homelander can survive a nuke, while Omni Man can shatter the moon twice over.
To be fair, Homelander did have a couple of abilities Omni-Man didn't, like his heat vision.
And while viltrumite healing factors have failed against
No, he
continuous
didn't. I thought
exposure
he
to the
did.
heat of stars, that
No, he
still
didn't.
took quite a bit of time, and there's no reason
Oh.
to think Homelander's heat vision was anywhere near that hot.
Hell, Nolan's tanked heat vision from the superhero Mean Supreme before, who can vaporize people in an instant.
Even if it was hot enough, Omni-Man's superior speed would cut him off before he could do any lasting damage. Similarly, despite being able to disrupt his equilibrium with his supersonic screaming, Homelander wasn't strong enough to capitalize on it in any meaningful way.
Plus, while Homelander is pretty devious when the situation calls for it, Omni-Man has been fighting and conquering worlds for thousands of years. He comes from a warrior culture based on fighting. Homelander, on the other hand, comes from a test tube and never had to push himself as a fighter because he was always so much stronger than everyone else.
And that's the key difference between them. One is a warrior, and the other is a bully. Homelander was never going to give up easy, but Omni-Man's skill, power, and viltrumite heritage earned him the win.
When it comes to Superman knockoffs, Homelander had to eat his heart out.
The winner is Omni Man.
Yeah, and you thought Samurai Jack was violent. Yeah, that was just when I first watched it, I was like, holy fucking shit, he actually made him do that.
Hold on.
You
Just so you know, you're cheating now. Hold on.
How am I cheating?
You hear the shit, Neville? He watched it beforehand.
I know this, but I let you choose, so I go the opposite. I know who's gonna win. That's why I asked you twice. Who do you think is gonna win? And then after watching, I asked you again.
He's gonna be able to cheat or yeah.
You weren't saying that before when you were
Yes,
winning.
I was.
When
The
you were
fuck?
winning.
Yes, I was. The fuck?
No, when you were like three fights ahead.
Samurai Jack, I literally said, yeah, you watched these before, didn't you, you little whore?
I've
You
mentioned
fucking
to
cheating
them that
whore.
I've watched most of them.
He's a widow.
I remember about 80% of them. There's some where they were just so underwhelming that I don't remember, but most of them I do. Except the new ones. The new ones are straight like we're both fighting blind. That's why we both lost the Blade one, which I'm still mad about, by the way.
No, the Blade one's dumb.
Yeah, that one sucked.
Like, they need to delete that now.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm calling Marvel, and I'm telling them to sue for slander.
Across the sea!